Machine Herald's VIktor is finally out. Well, I mean, kind of. It got fully revealed at least. It's been unfortunately delayed so that they can literally make him thicker, but it's still a cause for celebration, as this will be the first time in over a decade we've gotten a new traditional skin. For the League Zoomers unaware, when Karma, Sejuani, and Trundle all got their respective visual updates, they also got a free launch skin that adapted the old design to the new model while still keeping the old voice lines. In a way, they act like playable time capsules, a way to preserve the history and old thematic fantasy of a champion while still allowing them to be modernized. So considering just how drastically League's roster has changed over the years and how excited people are for Machine Herald's VIktor, I really think this should be the official start of something Riot should have started a long time ago. Not just making traditional skins a mainstay for all future reworks, but to make a retroactive effort to create traditional skins for all the champions who should have never missed out on them in the first place. And that's what we're going to be doing today, going through every single champion who's been visually updated in one way or another to determine who deserves to get a traditional skin the most. Also, if I sound different from the VOD, it's probably because I recorded this months ago and I didn't have breathing problems yet. I have here today big old list of every champion that has been visually updated in some regard. You want to go random or go in order? Oh, true. Yes. Forgot about Lee Sin. Lee Sin technically counts because traditional Lee Sin existed when he launched practically. This is a skin that was based on Lee Sin's original design concept before he got reworked into the classic Lee Sin we know, because he was going to launch with a design more similar to this and then they canceled him because he was so ugly. We got all the ones down here, like we know VIktor's getting one, we got Trundle and Sejuani, Karma. These are the three original traditional skins, and then Lee Sin counts by technicality. Chaos. Fwah. Karthus. Dude, I feel like most people playing League today don't even know that Karthus was reworked. But this is why I added this tier. I think it would be cool, but I think this is genuinely so old. There's not enough people that would be nostalgic for it anymore. And also, they wouldn't do it because it's a skeleton. No! They're not gonna add a skeleton skin into the game, as much as, you know, kind of sad that they would. Chaos. Swoosh. Okay. Aatrox is kind of pointless. Aatrox, design-wise, is so similar to the original, like to what we have now, or just the horn shape is a bit different, the sword. I guess you get the old voice lines. Current Aatrox is very screaming and loud.
Pantheon, I see you! And I get it!
Old Aatrox was just very, very mellow all the time.
Nobody understands me. They called my work a hack job.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it'd be completely pointless, but it'd be whatever. Whoosh. Kassadin. Technically, Kassadin did get a visual update. That's what he looked like before. This would have more merit if the Wild Rift design was what we had on PC. Why are you blue? It looks like a Shadow Isles character. I can't see a traditional Kassadin really being that great. Whoosh. No, Teemo would be completely pointless. A traditional Teemo would just be, here's the old voice lines. The ugliness of the old Teemo is because of the model. So if you tried to put on the new design, it wouldn't work. He couldn't be as ugly. Especially because new Teemo, they added the old laugh back in, right? Wah, miss. By technicality, received a visual update, but you wouldn't know it. And they go in here, I think. Basically, it's just their textures and they changed their animations up slightly. Wow. LeBlanc is fucking ugly. It wouldn't be pointless because you would have a very different design and very different voice lines. I hate this design though, is the thing. So I wouldn't be excited. I think she's whatever. You know, if you wanted to make it like the LOR design, then sure, yeah, I'd be with that. But that wouldn't be a traditional LeBlanc, would it? Why do I have another Lee Sin in here? I guess it would be traditional Lee Sin based on the one we have now. Again, same thing with Teemo. If you really want his hair tied around his neck, like a certain rope, I guess that's the one thing you'd want it for, because other than that, it's just the ugly version of Lee Sin. Wah. Oh, Sona's the same thing. Sona's just, if you want the textures of her old instrument, but like, why would you want that? Sona's like one of the ancient visual updates, like ancient.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
Oof. At least Janna's is more noticeable. You could at least tell that she looks... Oh, you think current Janna looks bad. It's the same tier as Kassadin, where like you can tell it's slightly different, but there's so minor differences. No voice lines, no real design changes. It just wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, give me LOR Janna. Wow. Ash. From this, does it look like she's smiling? Like those are her teeth? You can easily tell with this one that she got a visual update. It would have a lot more merit if it was like compared to the Wild Rift version. The Wild Rift version was on PC, but I want it to burn in hell, so I'd want it to like keep it down here. Ooh. What'd I grab? Click through that images. Wow. Nasus. Oh, that's an interesting one. Generic Anubis. Old Nasus is funny because old Nasus is just the same voice lines, but with a different voice actor.
Oh, come on, just give it a try. All right, maybe just a little.
Anthropomancy, divination by entrails. I bring death.
Why is he saying like that?
I bring death.
It's like writing it out on a spreadsheet, man. You know what? Nasus goes and would be cool for the voice lines alone. It's the same voice lines, but worse. It's just hilarious. I'd take that. I'd like that.
Ho, 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 ho.
Wow. Oh, God. Old Maokai. Yeah, he's looking a little crusty there, buddy. Maokai was weird, right? Because Maokai had his visuals updated, and then several years later got his gameplay updated, and then another year later got his voice line update.
Animals are lazy. We plants produce our own food.
Oh, no, I got it mixed up. No. He's a bit more sad. What? Oh, the saplings. Saplings. No, I got it mixed up. Sorry, they made Maokai a lot more sad in the visual update. He was just like pure angry evil tree before. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I would not care for a classic Maokai. I'm not even a big fan of like the base Maokai we have. I like the Ruin King version a lot. Classic Maokai is just the Maokai that we have right now, but worse. I wouldn't put him in whatever because I think like Aatrox and LeBlanc would hold some value. I don't really see much value in a traditional Maokai. Oh, wow. No, burn it. Burn it! Fucking burn it! Let it never see the light of day. Wow.
I don't really want this.
Burn it! Burn it! Never again. Caitlyn has become one of the coolest characters in the league now. Like, her design, her voice lines, and the roller arcade. Like, she's awesome. Never again bring this back. It wouldn't even be worth it for the novelty. Never again. Oh. Fiora's interesting because her outfit is completely different. She had different voice lines before, but I don't remember them all that much.
They dare not strike back to the death. I never hold back.
Did she not get a voice line update? So you'd be doing it for the outfit and the outfit only. It might be cool, but I think it would be like with Karthus, you know? There's not enough people I think would care. Wow. Okay. Now this is one that I think would actually go incredibly hard. Yorick is so different now from what he used to be. You could have the different colors of the ghouls. You have Maiden be one of the giant ghouls if you wanted to. I mean, he was gross. Like, that was his whole thing. He was gross. That was a big thing that was lost, right? Riot had this whole thing where any character that was gross, the ones that were gross by design, that was removed from them, right? They tried to make Yorick a bit more badass. And even all his skins, right? All of Yorick's skins are really nice and clean and cool looking. So I think that's a great choice for a traditional skin. He's technically, his rework was 7 years ago or 9 years ago, but I think he's still in the public. I think most people who play League still are aware that Yorick got reworked, not like a bunch of others. So I think he'd be great. Oof. Evelyn. Old Evelyn. There she is. Burn it. I think we can be honest with ourselves here. Someone who plays Yorick would probably use traditional Yorick. They would find some novelty in a purposely ugly Yorick. I don't know if any Evelyn player would willingly make Evelyn look ugly. Although, now that I'm remembering, there is your OG Evelyn looking horrid. But then Splash Art update happened, and then she looked like that. That's a way that's like preserving the old design, but it's not horrific to look at. In this case too, you have a Splash Art already made and done. You don't even have to make a new Splash Art. I think it could work. The thing is, there's no guarantee it would work, so I put it above Nasus.
I bring death.
Volibear, my boy. I have so much nostalgia for old Volibear. Even before the rework, Volibear was one of my favorite champions. I can't say I'd be crazy about a traditional skin, though. I think most of what makes me nostalgic for old Volibear was how he played. The design, he's kind of just the golden compass bear standing upright, and we have plenty of skins for Volibear that are already armored lightning bear. You could do it, but I wouldn't be that excited. It'd be pretty whatever for me. Oh, old Poppy. The main problem you would have with making an old Poppy traditional skin is that the charm of old Poppy is because she's ugly as fuck. So if you put her on the new model and she's not ugly, then what's the point? It wouldn't be pointless, but I'll pass. Whoa. For me, immediate yes. Just by the design alone, it works. It would still look kind of off because of the proportions. Old Galio is really hunched over and these big wings flap behind these giant arms. They're much smaller than his legs. He still got big arms in the new one, but I'd say this would be difficult to do, but they should absolutely do it. Is that fair? I would love to see it. And I loved old Galio before, and I love new Galio as well. Like, a good example of champion that I really, really liked pre and post rework. So whoosh. Shen. This would be pointless. Shen's update, they didn't give him any new voice lines. They just made his costume better. Shen's weird. I think Shen's like, everyone knows that he got a visual update, but it's like, he's kind of famous for the fact that he got a visual update that was kept most of the design principles intact. They just gave him some updated animations, but no new voice lines or anything. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that's a burn it. Yep. Sivir, I think, could go with an actual proper redesign. She's never gonna get it. This is burn it. Absolutely burn it. Oof. Oh man. Old Heimer.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting.
This doesn't even look like hair. Like, it looks like his brain. It's disgusting. This would have merit if the old walk cycle wasn't still available in the update. He still switches between that old walk cycle. I would probably put this in burn it. I don't think we ever need this old Heimerdinger back again. He is revolting to look at. Yeah. Oh, easy one for me. Easy, easy, easy. Absolutely. I would love this. And not even like Kale is an absolute amazing design. A lot of Kale's appeal for me, at least when I started playing, was like, she has that bit of Samus vibes to her, you know? Where like, she was kind of androgynous. I don't think Morgana and Kale were sisters at the start. They were rivals. They were much more of rivals before. Like, they were fighting all the time. But it was like a nice contrast of like this super armored up paladin angel, and then Morgana's very few clothes on at all. So you had that extra element of contrast to them. And her old splash art is sick too. Look at that. Woo! I will admit, very mobile gaming, but it looks pretty cool. But then you get, oh yeah, hell yeah. Unfortunately, the angle kind of removes the androgyny, but like the actual splash art's pretty sick looking. Look at that, she's like molding the shield around her. Oh, it's so cool. Kale's an obvious one for me. I'd put it above Yorick even. I think she'd be perfect. Woo! Jax. I don't think Jax is burn it tier, but this would be completely pointless. Like, I guess if you want to be more bulky, but it's also, you have the same voice actor even for the new voice lines. I think this would be just kind of pointless. Karen.
Oh my god. There he is. Look at this twat.
Petition to burn it. Generic Erebor soldier outfit. I mean, he is still that, but at least there's more Demacia. Him, he's like, that is just a World of Warcraft character. Yeah. Ezreal, kind of pointless. Ezreal's visual update just felt like a refined version of this. Like, this was like the rough draft, and this was the final version, you know? There's not enough things about this that are different enough to make me feel like, yeah, I miss this old look. I think this would be pretty pointless. Oof. Oh, I think a traditional Tarek would be kind of cool. He was much more about the whole knight element before, and then they changed it more to like a gentle protector. But here, you know, the big shield, the big hammer. And also, you'd get the old voice. It would be Naz's rules, right? You'd get the old voice lines.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
You shall be crushed. I will weep for you, functional and stylish.
Okay, see, I was waiting because I saw that that part was the most replayed, and I'm like, surely that's the gems line. It was not the gems line.
Gems. Gems are truly outrageous. They are truly, truly, truly outrageous.
Dude, they didn't edit out any of the breathing.
Breathe in.
They are truly, truly, truly outrageous.
Why did they keep the breathing in? Yeah, I think he likes gems, guys. I think he does. Oof. Ari. Yeah, pointless. I don't know why I didn't put her in pointless earlier. Swain. Absolutely, yeah. And there's Beatrice. We can have Beatrice back, guys. And then the bird form, you could actually have him go into full bird mode. Although they did mix a lot of those elements into Tyrant Swain instead. And you get the old kooky Grandpa Swain voice lines, which would be fun.
My bird is hungry. My bird.
Guy's fresh off of smoking an entire pack of cigarettes. And also another example where the splash art is already made for you. Absolute funky ass hairline going on, but I don't think Old Swain is a great design by any metric. I have a lot of nostalgia for Old Swain though, like a lot of nostalgia. This like is very personal for me. Yeah. Alistar. Example of a visual update where you can tell the difference immediately. But this happened so long ago now.
Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
You want like the bigger golden nose ring. You want the actual chains instead of the restraints, I guess. You want the different looking horns. Fine. He lost his shoes. Yeah, this would be pretty pointless. You don't even get any new voice lines. He kept the same voice lines he had before. Yeah. Ooh, dear. It's not an obvious one for me because the spirit guard already keeps all the old animal spirits, right? Primarily, like, old Udyr would be for his really silly looking outfit and because you'd want the old spirits instead of the Freljordian demigods. It'd be novel, and I wouldn't say no to it. There is some level of comedy for how awful he looked. It still would be fun. I'd be cool with it. Is it wrong to say I would enjoy a traditional Nasus
You what?
more than a traditional Udyr? Is that weird? Ranecton. Yeah. We can burn this one. You got a rework? Yeah, he did. I think it was around the time that Azir got released. It's just Renekton with less polygons. Yeah, there's no real merit in it at all. See, this one hurts.
Jump park, young fella. I'm gonna bat the fucking face off.
What a disgusting creature. I think a traditional skin for classic Twitch would not work because so much of old Twitch's charm was his animations.
Early, and that's it by level 13.
Also reminded me that invisibility, he used to be able to go invisible right on top of you. Really, it goes to the top of pretty pointless because I would love to see a classic Twitch, but it wouldn't work. Okay, this is cheating. Before we move on to that one, the old Mundo is different enough, and he's got the old voice lines, but I'd put him in kind of whatever. Now, hear me out, not in that way. This would be a challenge, but it would also be really cool to have a skin that's based on an old scrapped concept of the champion. I think for sheer novelty of having the Mundo that never was as a skin, and then you could give him the old voice lines, which honestly would be the funniest and best reason to bring back old Mundo.
Mundo smash.
Wow. Old Urgot. This one is either burn it or absolutely needs to happen, and there's no in between. I'm in the second boat. For a champion who was originally designed to be gross and disgusting, and they made him cool and badass, you'd think at least most of his skins would be Butcher, kind of disgusting, Crabgot was horrifically disgusting, and they made it badass. And then they give him all these silly skins. I think you can throw him a bone and give him something horrifying and disgusting. Oh, I forgot I put this in here. That's what Cassidon was gonna look like. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. What, is he Aztec or like what? He's got like spider legs on his head. Cheese.
Cheese.
I put in whatever. I would be like, oh, what? That's a weird choice, but okay. You know what? Let's rapid fire through the other ones. The other unreleased concepts. Why are you? This one goes in burn it. Yep, don't need it. Oh my god. Who is that? This is Ezreal. Wait, is he taking glasses off of his glasses? I would put this in the same tier as Karthus. And then the last one that I had on that list. Oh. Burn it. Ugh. I want to just forget that I even saw that.
Breathe in. Understand that you will breathe out.
Oh. Oh. How would you make this work, though? It's also a bit like Twitch, you know, where like a lot of old Fiddlesticks' charm was in his really stiff and weird animation. I'll always remember him because all I need to do is remember just him going, oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'll put him next to Galio. I think both of these two would be amazing as classic skins. Would you be able to tell? I guess you can. Now I look at it, destroy the child, burn it. This one looks so awful that I will put it in burn it. Yeah, get it out. And you know what? She likes fire, so it's fine. Wow, singed.
This page needs a hero.
I think this one might actually take the record for the most pointless one of all. Literally polygon count increase. His animations didn't change, his voice lines didn't change. Even for a while, his textures didn't change. This is one that I feel like you need to see for yourself. Look at him go. Look at him hobble around like that. Look at that. What a silly little guy. Charm of having a traditional Yi would come from the animation, so I don't think anyone would care. Captain Gangplank isn't traditional Gangplank. That was, God, it was one of the coolest VGUs ever. When they VGU'd Gangplank, they had the whole Burning Tides event to really modernize and update Bilgewater's lore. You know, they gave new stuff to Twisted Fate, Graves, Misfortune, all that stuff. And you'll notice, everyone thought that this was just the update. And so seeing that design in comparison to this one's like, oh yeah, updated pirate. And then they killed him. Like a week or two in, they fucking killed him in the lore and disabled him from the game. And then days later, he comes back, bruised and broken with a robot arm, and the saltwater scourge had returned. And anyone who played Gangplank in that little brief window where he was initially relaunched got Captain Gangplank for free. So in that way, because Captain Gangplank exists, it makes traditional Gangplank a bit redundant, even if the design's a bit different. I'd actually put him in here. I don't think there's enough people that would be nostalgic for the old Gangplank. Well, that's obvious. What the hell? Not only should they do this, it should have happened already. With how few skins he has, with how long he'd gone without, with how much they changed him aesthetically, visually. He's such a different character that just having a traditional skin would have amended so many issues people have. He just gave them the option to use that old thematic fantasy that they like. He released when Champions got 2 skins on launch, which means this guy, for the 14 years he has existed in League of Legends, has gotten 3 skins post-launch. Yeah, Skarner, completely obvious and absolutely needs to happen. Oh no, this is, ooh. I think this one might be one of the most nostalgic pre-rework champions for me ever. He is just so dumb and stupid, but I don't know how you could adapt this design to this model and not make it look horrifying. You'd get the old voice lines though, which is the biggest plus for me.
Don't make the Yeti angry. You won't like him when he's angry. Can't catch me.
You know, fuck it. I want to see it happen, man. It'd probably be cursed as all hell. Doesn't mean I don't want to see it happen. This is an obvious one to me. And the big reason is because Mordekaiser, he was just designed to look cool. Problem is, this was old League of Legends. And model quality was not great. Yeah, look at that. Done and done. Classic Mordekaiser, built to match the physicality of new Mordekaiser. There you go. And he even gets the cape.
No kicks.
Oh, another one. Another easy slam dunk for me. Oh, old Scion.
What the fuck is this?
For the people who have never heard old Scion voice lines, you are in for a treat.
Stop being a bonehead. Lead me to battle. Get on my chopper.
Why does he say that? Like, what chopper?
Hand bone connected to the axe bone connected to your face bone.
Look at this freak. He is technically the very first full visual and gameplay update. That's why he was so special. But it was also, once he got his visual update, they stopped doing traditional skins. It was up till Trundle, I think, and then they stopped doing it here. Yeah, this is kind of pointless. He's not anymore, but at the time, Rise was like the mascot. Him and Katarina were like the main mascot characters of League of Legends. So they couldn't change him that much because, you know, he was too important to the brand. Whoosh. All right, well, I know where I'm putting this one. Actual pit of fire. Why are the legs like that? Why is her face? This is horrifying. And I'm not a big fan of how Soraka looks anyway. You know, if they wanted to make another skin for Soraka, that's a different design because it's just something else. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. That was nothing. I didn't mean to put that there. Anyway, Irelia. The main distinction is the weapon. They kept her blue hair. They kept the color scheme. They kept, you know, vague armor, I guess. I would put this in pointless. What you would want in preserving traditional Irelia is the weapon, and you cannot do that. The weapons are just way too different in how they operate that it would just look weird. It wouldn't be the same.
Fucking hell, this thing is lanky, bruv. Shit.
Although it could work if they put in the special effort.
Stop the cap.
You know what? I will put her in would be cool, because if they could pull that off and put in the extra effort to make the blades feel like the old version, then it would be worth it. But you might run the risk of visual clarity, but it's Irelia, so they wouldn't give a shit. Morgana. It wouldn't be pointless, but I wouldn't care for it. I'd put her in whatever. If you gave a traditional Kale skin, you'd have to give one to Morgana, right? You couldn't do one without the other. You'd have to do both.
Yes, yes, yes! No, no, no!
Yes, true. I would take LOR Morgana instead. That is my pick. I think current Akali is one of the sickest designs in the whole game.
We don't think our champions have overloaded kits.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit weak.
I hate her. I hate playing against this character, but like, god damn it, she fucking awesome. Old Akali is kind of just a ninja. There's the original Splash. But then they had the HD one. This is when they did the Splashout updates. She doesn't look bad here. I don't think it's a great design, but a lot of people are very nostalgic for this version of Akali. I think her and Evelyn are on the same page here. I guess we don't got much left here. We can just put Tryndamere and they got a visual update. Can you believe that Tryndamere got a visual update out of all characters? Because he was visually updated very, very early on. Look at that attack. I think even in the early renditions, he would hold the sword out in front of him like that. The reason the Demon Blade Tryndamere just looks identical to the base version is because they just took those animations and put it on the base skin. He goes in that tier for sure. I don't think anyone really cares. Pantheon, in terms of originality, I think Pantheon takes home the gold medal. He was just a Spartan soldier. Is this armor of fucking nipples?
What is going on here?
What the? Pantheon's one that I would like a lot. I wouldn't love him as much as the other ones though. I wouldn't go crazy over a classic Pantheon. I would love it, but wouldn't be like, yes, finally. Tristana would be pointless. Like technically it's a different outfit. It's hard to tell because she's all scrunched up. Absolute no thoughts. I think there's enough here, but I would put Tristana and no one would be nostalgic for it. It happened too long ago and it wasn't as much of a drastic change as some of the others. It could be neat, but I don't think there's enough people that would care. You know what? I'm gonna leave that one for last because this one's easier to talk about. I think for sure we should have a classic Warwick. That looks pretty cool. You could adapt this and have like the classic voice lines as well. Like it kind of does give you like, oh, this is what they probably could have looked like if they had a better quality model. If you want to preserve the old visuals of Warwick, then like, yeah, look how long his tail is. You can make that work. I feel like Warwick is at the top of it would be cool. Old Warwick was like, his story was just like, he was like a scientist trying to make super soldier serum basically. And it's like, hey, Soraka, I need your horn to finish this super soldier serum. And Soraka goes, no, and he goes, oh, fine, I'm gonna drink it anyway. And then he turned into a werewolf. Okay.
Want a break from the ads?
What am I looking at? The pizza He-Man, pizza chest, pizza feet, pizza hat. Why is his skin white? Like actual white. And you know what's funny? I would love a skin of him. But yeah, it's this, like, you couldn't. What's funny about it is the proportions. Look at his brisk jog. He's going out for his morning walk, you know? Oh my god. The fact that his current ult was his E. Level 1. And he's in, yeah, yep. And then you put a ward down and everyone teleports to it. And goodbye. Oh, there's old Poppy, look at her go. I wouldn't even know where to rank this is the problem. Because I would love this to exist. Because Twitch is the same. Where like, what's funny about the old designs is their proportions and their animations. I think that's everything. That is every champion that has ever been visually updated. There might be like missing like, I guess the second Kale, like when Kale got visually updated the first time, but at that point it doesn't really make any sense. Closing thoughts, I really, really hope the traditional VIktor looks amazing and sells really well because the idea of traditional skins in general just sounds so cool. Just the idea of encapsulating the old champion identity into a sort of playable time capsule just sounds like so much fun, and there's plenty of champions that would be absolutely amazing if they got it. So, Ayesh, video's over.